Okay.
All right. Start this.
Let's do this. Let's introduce ourselves. So.
Okay. First of all, and thank you for coming to our. Wait a minute. Oh, you messed up. I'm supposed to say first. Thank you for coming to our panel on looking back at 5 years reaching on top. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Robert Clyde Allen. I am the president of the NC Rowan County Anime Group in Rowan County, North Carolina, city of Salisbury, Spencer, East Spencer, Landis, etc., whatever Rowan County, that's where I'm at. The reason why we're doing this panel, it has two goals in my head. One, to give you an idea about the convention, give you a little history, because sometimes it's necessary in order to move forward, you got to look back. And so that's one of the reasons to do this panel. And I really felt like it's time to just do a retrospect of the convention. Now I'm going to introduce you to my friend over here.
Hey, I'm Donnell, concert for each podcast. And that's. I told you briefly how me and Robert met. I reached out to him and asked him to do panels, and
well, my story is a little different from yours.
His memory is probably different. It's probably better memory than mine.
It starts off with this gentleman. Let me go pull this picture up real quick.
He had already attended that, but that's how I met him personally. It was it's a panel sports. You know who he is?
I don't know who he is. I just.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you ever see him anywhere, you'd be like, gotta come back. Or buy that costume off him because it was sweet.
It is. I remember like he brought this like wing light the whole way. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, Windows 8.1 now. Yeah.
The dreaded Windows.
It is dreaded. There we go, you got it. You may have seen this guy around. That's Jarrell.
Yeah. Jarrell was one day at FIE. They had what you call a FIE Anime Day. And I met Jarrell at FYE, and he handed me a flyer. And I'm going to try to get to the flyer next. This thing just behaves itself. I never want to do like
Yeah, there, just hit the next arrow. Hit the arrow button.
Mm-hmm.
No, hit the arrow.
All right, sorry about that.
That's okay.
I like playing around a lot today. Let's go back to
James, why don't you come up here and
Yeah, I'll do the computer stuff.
Okay.
the fitness slideshow?
Yeah, that would be great help, James. And this was the flyer that he gave me. Now, I did a little, and I never told Danielle this, I tried to first do some research on you. Try to find out, everything about the convention, who you were. But you believe it or not, there's only, we'll mention that, you helped out at a library con, and that was about as big as it got, at that time. So I go and I email, said, hey, I would like to help out with this convention. No response during that time. So I decided, well, I'll go to Great Wolf Lodge. And I remember, Great Wolf statues. And I was still going, I really want to be a part of this show. Because, it was the first ever pure anime event in Concord. Who in their wrong mind would not want to go and do this? So I went to somebody was talking to me, and they said, well, why don't you go up and volunteer and see, if they can use you. And so I went to, Conox. And I have to say this, now this was a smart move. They interviewed me for a panel. Because, it's understandable. Here I am, never heard of me, don't know who I am, don't know my past. So this guy interviews me, talks a little bit, and he said, okay, we got this panel right for you. It's called Anime You've Never Heard Of. We're going to have help. Fine. I just want to be a volunteer. I'll do it. I want to just be a part of the show. I was sick that day. I had a cold. Time for the panel to come up. Okay, no volunteers. I was the only one. So I go in and I decide, well, if I'm the only one, I'll just run it the way I see fit. And walked in there. And at the time, Dr. Who had just came back on the air. And I talked about a bunch of animes and stuff. And I ended that convention with a Doctor Who quote for that, that particular panel I did. And it was like the one from the Observation of Earth, episode 6, and Five Doctors. One day I shall come back, yes, one day. Until then, let there be no tears, no regrets, no anxiety. Go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. And everybody stood up and gave me a round of applause. Was happy that I was able to help. Let's go into another picture.
Well, actually, go back to that one real quick and ask people.
No,
this is our original mascot.
Yeah.
Any idea of who that's based off of?
Eco?
Yep. It's my favorite anime.
Was 2010 the only year you guys had the ramen eating contest?
Yeah, it's really messy.
Okay, because I was there a few years ago and I was like, I don't remember they're doing the ramen eating contest.
We might bring it back. It's a logistical issue. You need a really big tarp to start with. Table you don't mind messing up, and then cooking all the ramen at the same time is rough too.
Yeah. Is it like the actual ramen, or is it like the kind you get at the grocery store?
It's at the grocery store, yeah.
Oh.
It's the packaged ramen. I used to go to like Walmart and get like the cart full.
Yeah.
And then
because I was like,
I think it was maybe does that one work? One of the last ones we did, someone that like puked on stage. We're like, maybe maybe we'll take a break from the ramen eating contest. So
yeah. Ryan, what do you remember that statement that you got Tom Moore?
okay, well, let me bring everyone. Let's start chronologically. How it started. We would have been 2 years earlier, but like let this be a life lesson. Like the one person on staff is a friend of mine. He insisted that his job be like, I get to pick the venue. And he just wanted to do it. And we would try to like help him. He'd get all like touchy, like, no, this is my job. Like, okay. Then finally someone else said, was like, screw it. We're just gonna pick this Great Wolf Lodge and do it there. So
When you went to Great Wolf Lodge the first time, do you have any memories of it?
yes. We almost didn't have a show. The morning of, they pulled us into a meeting and they're like, hey, we're looking at your schedule and there's some things on here we're concerned about. Like, what? Like, well, we looked at some of these words on the internet and we saw some weird things. I'm like, you can look up anything on the internet, you're gonna find weird things. So I addressed their concerns and stuff. They were very touchy. And I know you guys didn't see that, but they were always like, well, we're family friendly. What if people aren't wearing enough clothes and stuff? I'm like, it's a water park here. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that was my Friday morning. That was fun. And then, was anyone at your ones? Okay, you remember? We immediately outgrew it. We were expecting like 300 or 400 people. We got 960.
It was a little, the Great Wolves conventions are pretty small.
Yeah, and it had been 300 or 400 people, it would be fine, but then it was like, damn, we got all these people. So that was great. But then we're like, okay, we gotta find a new place.
Well, the main events room was big, although the main events room was like half the space.
Yeah. Because when you plan out the rooms, you can only, you're doing some guesswork, You want to make sure everyone gets a cosplay and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was fun. You probably remember the people were battling in the lobby. The lobby almost got completely taken over. They had some game where people were like mock fighting. Anyone could get like involved. They're like flipping coins and
they were
be your
flipping
results.
coins to like determine like which side took. It was kind of like almost Pokemon style, but not really.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw Captain Crunch. Was in that.
Captain Crunch was sweet. What do we
There's
got?
actually a video of it on YouTube, and I can see myself in the background.
Yeah, there's that one group picture that seems like everyone waded into. It was in the lobby. I don't know if Robert's got it here, but is this Tumblr now? What is it? Oh, it's okay.
Move on.
Oh, there's Todd Habercorn. And Wendy Powell. And that is Michael Centurniclaus. He had a crazy stalker who came from like Virginia. We had to like separate them. That lady was crazy. Apparently she was literally missing part of her brain. And she like whenever he had like a voicing role, she'd find out. She'd go to the studio to try to like get in there, and she's been turned away at Funimation and stuff. So.
Wow, that's
Wow.
I will have to say this, it was a pleasure meeting Todd and Wendy, and the other guests as well. Todd and me, we had a very nice little conversation at Ichiban-Con about the morals of anime, and he was just a fun time. And I kind of think that if they ever do a life story of Jerry Lewis, he'd make a great Jerry Lewis. I'd cast him in the role automatically if I was a good person.
Right.
I think because he has that personality that just reminds me of what a young Jerry Lewis would be like. Okay, we'll go on to the next one.
Why are you just like air this lunch?
Well, I guess they don't work.
Oh, there's Todd Habercorn again.
Yeah, we can go to the next one.
I don't know if he was drinking or he had a cold with that red nose. Maybe a little both.
Yeah, that gentleman, he was very interesting. I like the outfit and everything. That's why I took that beautiful picture. How's that going? Of course, there's me and Harvey Samia. Susan can't get best.
Keep going, Jake.
Those lovely ladies there.
Keep going.
Oh, now that's cute.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Move on.
Okay.
And those old photos we got for the panel?
Well, no, we got some more. We just need to.
All right. Well, I'll start getting us into year 2 while you guys find it.
Okay. All right.
So obviously we outgrew
There's
that.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, Captain Crunch. So we went to the Marriott, which is actually the hotel that inspired us in the first place. Because years before that, I was driving through and I saw the Marriott, the one next to 77. I thought that'd be a great place for a convention, right? And then we went to that one. That place was crowded too. Were any of you at year 2?
I've been in every year.
Okay. So we jumped from 960 to like, it was like 2,500 or something like that, something crazy. So
Probably.
Oh, here's from something from year 2.
that was our cosplay coordinator and a judge. You go ahead, James. Thoughts and prayers. Keep going. We got some Ghostbusters action going on. That hotel was really great to us. They were really friendly, but
The space was just so.
we outgrew it. Yeah, we just couldn't be there anymore. And then there was what you guys call an ice storm.
Yeah.
So me and this one guy, we were stuck here for a week because I had to get my brakes fixed, but no one would come into work because it was ice.
Yeah.
We were driving around anyway.
Now,
But
now two was a very interesting one for me because that was the one that we had all these great people who came up with all these wonderful ideas, and okay, they didn't show up for a panel. Hey, Robert, yeah, you feel like doing some panels? Okay, yeah, sure, fine.
he's the otaku master, so like if a panelist didn't show up, we just like, hey.
Robert, can you fill in? Okay, and I salute the actors who